monthly forecast a little bit different this month. I'm off camera because I've been under the weather for a while, and actually these videos are extremely late, which I apologize for, but I had some Mercury retrograde technical difficulties, of course. Mercury retrograde is in my third house of communication and electronic devices, so when I recorded these videos previously, they recorded it with no audio, so I had to go back and redo everything. So once again, I apologize for the delay in these. And once again, don't forget to look at the videos for every sign of yours, your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. And also, I'm still having a sale through the end of December on all of my readings. Go to my website, which is indigomoon.astrology.com, and there's also a link below to that website, and there should be one on the little I button up above as well, to where you can go order a discounted reading. That's only a temporary discounted price, like I said, through the end of December. And in January, my rates will go up, so take advantage of that sale now, especially if you would like to buy a gift for a loved one, the gift of a reading of their astrology chart. It makes an excellent gift. And also, if you would like a 2017 personal forecast for yourself, those are selling right now too, as well as a 6-month forecast for the first 6 months of 2017. So once again, go to my website, indigomoon.astrology.com, and stay tuned for your December 2016 forecast. All right, Aries, so here is my lovely board once again. I apologize if I sound kind of manly. I'm a little under the weather redoing these horoscopes because of technical difficulties from Mercury retrograde. Anyway, let's get started. First of all, the first event that happened this month for you guys as far as any planetary changes and activities was Mercury. Mercury moving into the sign of Capricorn. So Mercury rules your communication and how you talk, text, write, email, all that good stuff. It's also your thinking processes, okay? So Mercury moved into Capricorn on the 3rd of December. And for you guys, that's your 10th house of career. So what that means is, and actually Mercury is going to be there the whole entire month in the sign of Capricorn, in your 10th house. And so your thinking is going to be on career this whole month, making changes within career. Where do you stand in life as far as, have you achieved your highest achievements? And with Mercury being retrograde, well, we start out December with it being in shadow right away, okay? Shadow period means that Mercury is slowing down and preparing to go backwards. And on the 19th of December is when it goes backwards, and it'll be there and then in shadow again through January. Okay, so anyway, just December in general, your thinking is on career. And with Mercury in shadow, you can be going back over things, like going back over your achievements and rethinking your place in the world, and maybe going after something different, especially because Uranus, the planet of change, revolutionary change and breakthroughs, is still in your sign and will be for a couple more years. So you guys are feeling this like buzz of Uranus, okay? Like Uranus, like his symbol looks like a weird like space station or something. It's like a pretty out there type of energy. And if I have to characterize and humanize any of the planetary characteristics, I would say Uranus is like a really zany, quirky guy. His hair is wild. He looks like Einstein or someone, and he's buzzing with ideas, and he throws lightning bolts at you, okay, all the time to like shake up your world and zap you and shock you when things get too mundane and too boring. So with this planet here, you Aries are constantly being zapped with static electricity, prompting you to make some changes. So with Mercury being in Capricorn this month, actually, can't really see this guy. It's right here. Mercury in Cappy, thinking about career, career changes can definitely happen, especially towards the end of the month, which I will get to in just a second. But while Mercury's retrograde, be careful of signing any new contracts in regards to career, okay? Be very mindful of that. Read all the fine print. And as with any Mercury retrograde in general, make sure that all your vehicles are tuned up, your tires are aired up, make sure that you're not sending emails, especially in career, to the wrong people or messages to the wrong people. That can get you into some real trouble areas, so be careful with that. But also make sure your phones, your tablets, your computers, all that stuff is backed up, okay, during Mercury retrograde this month. Now, on the 8th of the month, we had Venus, the planet of love and relationships, move into the sign of Aquarius. So Venus, yeah, like I said, she rules relationships, love, how you're enjoying yourself in the human experience in life as a physical being. So with her moving into Aquarius, Aquarius is a very quirky energy. For you guys, this is your 11th house of friendships, of groups, like-minded individuals, humanitarian efforts, and in some sense, it's also achievements as well, recognition for achievements out in the world as far as like on a huge platform like social media and stuff like that, people really seeing what you achieve. So in those areas of life, you could be seen in a positive light because Venus is a very positive, beneficial energy. Wherever she goes, she makes things pleasant, she softens things up for you. So this is a time where you can really make a good impression if you're trying to change your career, especially in regards to careers that have to do with media and marketing and stuff and really being seen out in the world. Venus in this place for you can really make a huge impact that's very positive, and Venus will be there the whole month. Now with Venus ruling relationships and where you can meet people, if you are open to love and looking for love, then you can very well find love within a group of friends. You know, a friend can hook you up with somebody, introduce you to somebody, maybe while you're doing some sort of activity with like-minded individuals and having fun and enjoying yourself, you meet somebody, you know, and hey, some sparks may fly. So that's Venus in Aquarius the whole entire month. Now on the 14th, we have a full moon in the sign of Gemini. So full moons are when the sun and moon are in opposite signs. They bring things to a head, to a breakthrough, a breaking point, a frustration, so that a change can happen and come through. It brings things to a final decision, okay? So with it being in Gemini, Gemini for you guys is your third house of communication and media, and also your siblings and short distance travel. And then we've got the sun on the opposite end in the sign of Sagittarius, which for you guys is your ninth house, which is your educational pursuits, your goals that you like to try to achieve and attain, and also it has to do with training for career and workplace stuff, has to do with travel. Then the third house down here, Gemini, is short distance travel. It's also learning skills as well. So any type of breakthrough can happen for you guys in any of those areas, okay? Or it can be a big change in the life of a sibling, which the third house rules, a sibling, a cousin, an uncle, you know, just a relative of yours that is not necessarily like, you know, mom, dad, sister, brother. Like, well, okay, sister, brother, yeah, those are siblings, but anyways, yeah, like some of your relatives, okay, like there can be a breakthrough there, a big change that happens for one of them. But for you, this can be a breakthrough with maybe completing something to do with education, completing like a course where you're just learning something, a certification for a career, something like that can definitely break through for you guys with this full moon on the 14th. Now on the 20th, we have Mars moving into Pisces. So what Mars rules is action, initiative, taking charge. It's your physical drive. It's you know, going after things like with a full force, with a fury, okay? So that's Mars. Moving into Pisces, which is your 12th house. So Pisces, Mars and Pisces in general is like Mars wanting to march full speed ahead like he usually does, because Mars is a masculine energy, and he gets stopped by this huge like block of like fog, right? Because Pisces energy is very foggy. It's like a fog that's like purple, like all this purple smoke and fog, and Mars runs into it and he loses his direction and he's just like, whoa, look all around me, there's all this cool fog. I think I just want to chill here, listen to music, you know, and just get lost. What time? What is that? Like, so that's how your direction, your drive is going to be. It's going to be a little bit foggy this month with Mars moving into Pisces. Mars in the 12th house, also another influence that I always see, always experience myself as well, is spending, okay? Heavy, high spending. Because the 12th house, in a sense, it rules losses, okay? That can mean a loss of money. So I would say be very careful with your finances in general with Mars being here. But it can mean also losing track of things, losing track of reality. So Mars will be going after, like, wanting to just do what it wants to do. So that can mean spending a lot of money. And then you're like, whoa, look at how much money I spent, you know? I have a coworker who is having a Mars in the 12th house transit this month, and they keep getting all these packages delivered to our workplace from Amazon. Like, every single day they have packages coming in. Bam, 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 packages, packages, packages. And they're like, I can't stop. I can't stop shopping. That's because Mars is in her 12th house. Like, spend, 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 spend. So if you're an Aries on a budget, boo-boo. Be careful with this, okay? But if you're not on a budget and you're like Kim Kardashian or somebody, she has Mars in her 12th house in her birth chart. So that's every day for her. And if you've watched that stupid Kardashian show, I've watched it only for astrological research, okay? But if you've watched that show before, her sisters even say, Kim is such a big spender and she don't even look at her bank account. She just spend, spend, spend. That's Mars in the 12th. So that's an influence that it can have. But if that doesn't apply to you, the spending thing, it is your physical drive is going to be kind of dissolved. It can make you kind of tired, feeling like you're literally physically like running through water. Like your torso is above water and then your legs are underwater and you're trying to run towards getting things accomplished and goals. So that's Mars in your 12th house this month. Now on the 21st of the month of December, the sun moves into a Capricorn. So the sun, it highlights an area of life for you so that you can see things a lot more clearer. That means negative, that means positive, that means everything, okay? You can see it all up in that house of wherever it's at. So the sun moves to Capricorn. That is your 10th house of career. So the sun joins Mercury. But remember, Mercury is retrograde. Going back over things, maybe even being indecisive. I don't know what I want to do with career. I just know I want to change. The sun there will help you to be seen, okay? Be seen in a positive light within career, as long as you've been doing the work to be seen positively, because the sun can also just highlight you anyway to where you're seen like by a lot of people. And if you're doing some negative stuff, hey, you're going to be in the public eye as well. So my Aries, make sure you guys act right. Mercury's retrograde here. Be careful of what you say while Mercury's retrograde in the 10th house too, especially publicly, because when Mercury's retrograde, if you say negative stuff, it could be flung right back at you like a boomerang, okay? Because it's like the winds of Mercury is moving backwards, okay? So be mindful of that when trying to make a mark for yourself in the world. The sun in the 10th house on a negative side can also make people a little more bossy than they usually are. I have seen that from some people that don't even have a right to be that bossy, okay? They're nobody's boss or anything like that, and they're just feeling like, oh, I am such a great person in charge here. I'm such a leader, and you're all just peasants beneath me, because this is the very top of your chart, okay? I don't know if you can see. I'm moving down here. This is the very top of your chart, okay? And then also, we've got Pluto in this same house for you, which is like extreme power. So make sure you guys are not power tripping this month, Aries, if you're not in a position to do that. I mean, come on, if you're in the military, you're in a position of authority where you have to manage over people and boss them around, this is an excellent energy for you, buddy. This is a month to take charge, kick some butt, make sure everybody's acting right. But if you're not, slow your roll, okay? Like, you don't need to be bossing people around. But Great energy for making career changes. Great energy to bring more clarity to what you want to do in this world. While Mercury's up here like, I don't know, being all retrograde-y and stuff. Okay. Now, on the 29th, we have a new moon in the sign of Capricorn. That is when the moon and the sun come together in the same sign. And since the moon is like yo mama and the sun is like yo daddy, they come together and they birth something new. All right, so new moon in Capricorn, new beginning in career. So remember, this month, career changes are so huge for my Aries people. Or if you're just trying to claim your stake, your status somewhere in the world, this is a big month for you. If you're trying to be seen, if you're an Aries on social media, this is the month to really begin some things. But remember, Mercury's retrograde. Be careful of contracts and all that stuff I mentioned. Or if it's something that maybe you've been already having in the works for a long time and it's not brand new, you know what? It can still work out with Mercury, even with Mercury being retrograde here in career. So just be mindful of that. Now, couple of other aspects that are happening in December that are like super duper important for me to mention are around the 25th. Saturn, which is here in Sagittarius in your 9th house of education and travel and goals, is making a positive aspect, which is a trine aspect to Uranus in your sign. Okay, so this is the 1st house, which is you, the 9th house, which is your goals. So you completing some goals, positive time towards the end of the month. And remember, these aspects don't just last that one day. Okay, that's the day that it's the most like at its exact degree where they meet and it's at its peak. But there's a buildup that happens like in maybe the days or weeks before, and then the days and weeks after, it still continues but kind of starts to recede and fade off. So your goals, your travel, your education, very positive aspects. Some of my Aries might be graduating or completing some higher education, which is awesome. This is a really good month for you guys for achievement and education and goals and career. Now, around the 27th, Jupiter, which is in Libra, which is in your opposite sign, and that rules your relationships, is making an opposition to Uranus. So they are, Libra's here, relationships, Uranus is here with you. So that means there's something opposing here. Like maybe my Aries want to make some changes within their career, within their education and all that stuff. But then your relationships are, maybe you're in a relationship and it's been growing because Jupiter is expansion and it's been here for a few months. But, you want to grow in relationships, but you want to do your thing out in the world, So that can be an opposition here, which is a conflict. But this is a positive energy. So, it can be good for you. But there may be some breakthrough and some change within your relationships towards the end of this month. And then on the 29th, Uranus in your sign goes direct. He's been retrograde for a while. When he goes direct, his energy is more powerful. And then you can proceed with any changes that you've been trying to make anywhere in your life, anywhere with career, with yourself. You guys have probably been like, I'm pretty sure once this Uranus transit in your sign is over in the next year or two, you guys are going to be completely different people than you were like 7 years before when it went into your sign. So that is your forecast for this month, Aries. I hope it was helpful for you guys, and thank you so much for your patience.